We got some technical difficulties. So what happened was y'all missed the intro. Okay. So come on in the room. I tell you, technology, you not getting ready to get upset with us. We're not getting ready to get upset with you. Let me say this again. I am Wanda D, the Motivational Queen, your accountability coach. And today we're talking about how to expand and expose your brand. Okay. I have some of the most incredible women with me today. And I thought I was live a moment ago. And y'all missed that big intro, but don't worry, we're gonna come at you discussing things like what to do, what not to do, what is a brand, what's important to having a positive brand, and how can your brand help influence other people. We as women in business, we have so much to juggle. We have relationships, we have we have money, finance, we're faced with them every day. So here, this is a special time because I'm addressing some women that have been there, done that, and are doing that, okay, in different areas of their lives. And so that's what we're going to be discussing. So, what I need you to do right quick is I need you to, wherever you're watching, shout out to if you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, if you're watching on Twitch TV, wherever you are around the world, I want you to do me a favor and just drop your name and your city because I think it's really important that you share the information. Don't worry, it's going to be good. It's PG-13. I may use a few colorful words every now and then, but I try to restrain myself. But if you want to use a few colorful words, please feel free to do so. Anyway, without further ado, let me bring my co-host up here and see what she got popping and cracking lacking. What's up,
What's
co-host?
up? Hey, what's
What's
up?
up? You know
What's
what?
going
I'm so
on?
glad to see you. Well, we just over here trying to, making it work, making all of the wheels turn. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round,
Round and
round.
round, as always. How
Yes.
you
So
doing,
I'm so
everybody?
yes, Queen. What have you been up to lately?
Oh man, what haven't I been up to?
I don't know. The people want to know.
Yes. Okay. So recently, I just have been up to read. I'm trying to get into writing some more books. I have already released a total of six altogether.
Congratulations. Whoop, whoop.
She got her bell!
I got my
Yay!
bell. I'm ready. I got my bell. Yes, I got my bell. So, Queen, before you do that, introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you
Of
are.
course, of
For I
course.
don't know who would not know you, but just in case they don't.
Just in case
Let's
you're brand new. Okay, not
yeah,
a
just in case
problem.
they're brand new.
Hey, I'm co-host. I'm author Chimia Hill-Burton. I'm a self-published author, and I am the co-host on the I Am Enough talk show. I have six books out, and I have Beautiful and Hero. I've got some romance. I got some drama. All of my books are located, as you can see on the screen. They are located at on Amazon or on my website at CapricornAngelBooks.com. You can contact me on Facebook or TikTok as author Shimia Hill-Burton. And I'm just so excited to be here as always. I love being here with the Queen.
Absolutely. Well, Queen, thank you for joining us today. We're going to have fun. This is our Women in Biz segment. And I think it's really, really powerful when we all get together and we talk about the things that matter and we talk about different ways to overcome obstacles and, like different things that we've gone through and things that help us grow. And I know your primary business is being an author. And so I know you're going to have a lot of tips that you can share with our viewers and exposing them to some of the things that they may not be aware of. So I just want to say thank you again and give a shout out to Women in Biz. Arthur LaKelle Farley is in the
Ah,
building.
look,
What's up, Queen?
hey!
How you doing today? Please hit that like and share button. And you have to give, if you're watching Facebook, you have to give Facebook permission so we can see your name. So I see it's a lot of people out here, but I can't see your name. So just give permission. And also just please like and share in all your groups. Go tell somebody that we're on and it's going down right now. So Queen, it's Sunday. It's Fun Day Sunday. How are the
Yes,
kids? How the kitties doing?
man, the kids are amazing. Kayla just turned 8 in September.
Happy birthday, Kayla.
Kayla.
Whoop whoop whoop. How and how are they adjusting to this new world order?
Well, they really didn't have to adjust too much. However, because you know that my kids are actually they go to a private online school, so they didn't
Hmm.
really have to adjust too much to
Okay.
anything because their school's online. We didn't have any issues.
Okay. Okay. Are they still going online?
Hmm.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So it's interesting because I was talking to Addie. Addie came over and yesterday, and she was over today. So we were laying in the bed and we were talking, and she
Hmm.
was telling me about the things that goes on at school, right? Giving me all the 411. We're just having some girl talk. So I said, well, you don't have to worry about any of that. You could just stay home with Granny. She said, well, Granny, I gotta go to school. I said, really? Why? I could teach you. I said, well, what are you learning at school? She said, well, I'm learning math. I said, okay, I can teach you with math. She said, and I'm learning, I think she said geography or something. She was telling me. I said, well, I can help you with that. She was like, Queen, I just want to go to school. I like school. I said, okay then, girl. Okay then, Queen. I'm not gonna stop you from going to school. So, because I was trying to see if I could get her to, stay home with me, but she said no, no
No, she
way.
go to
No
school.
way, Jose. She gotta go to school.
But
So our first guest that I want to bring up is Miss Shronda Beeks, and she's quite amazing now. I
awesome.
met her through, and you may remember her. She was one of our participants in the the
The
book
virtual,
fair.
the virtual
Yeah,
ones here. Yeah.
right, right, right. She was, and we just kind of like been hanging out, talking, chatting, and she's just a dynamic individual. She has her book, but she's also doing some coaching.
We got technical
What?
technical
It's
difficulty.
okay.
Keep it rolling. Take two.
We used to it. We used to it. We got her way and let her introduce herself to the world because this is her debut. Can we say debut? Somebody say
Debut.
debut. Give her a
Debut.
hand clap.
Okay.
Give her a hand clap. Yes. Put your hands together. Yes. Hand
Come on
clap. Hand
through,
clap.
Queen.
Come on, y'all. Come on through, Queen. Here she come. Here she come. Well, welcome. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us.
Hello. My name is
Yes.
Sharonda.
So what we're going to do, we're going to move out your way. Hold on.
Hi, my name is Sharonda. I'm author of Graduating from Pain to Purpose, and I'm getting ready to release my second novel called My Undying Love for the Streets. And I'm also an up and coming motivational speaker. So I'm working on expanding my business. I'm a little newbie, but I'm excited and I'm ready to learn from Miss Wanda. And I'm just excited to be here on the show with these wonderful ladies. I'm excited.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
excited.
and we're so glad that it's funny when you think about life in the turns and the twists it makes. Ever think that you were to becoming an author and just coming this far, in your journey?
No, to be honest, I did not see myself here. Number one, I'm very shy. And then just growing up in a small town in like a small city, sometimes it seems like your dreams can't come true.
Hmm.
So I'm just one of those that made it out. I beat the odds, not one of those statistics. And I'm excited. And just being able to encourage anybody else in my community, letting them know that they can make it out as well. So it's a blessing.
Right. So where now tell the people where you from.
I am from Amory, Mississippi.
Ooh.
Small,
Now,
small
does
town,
anybody know where that is on
small town
here?
with a lot of talent.
Small town, lot of talent. I love it. I love it. Does anybody, if anybody's watching, know where she is? Like say, hey neighbor, hey, hey,
Yes.
hey. Yeah. So we're excited to have you. Excited about the journey, excited about, just blending all of our resources together and learning from each other, because as you learn from me, I'll be learning from you, and that's how this thing works. We all are like students and teachers at different times. I say that about, especially with kids. We be thinking we're teaching them, but
They
they the one
teach
that be
us.
teaching us. So I think life is, it has that effect on us. So now let me just bring on our next guest. She's a powerhouse. She's right here in Atlanta. We've worked together. She's actually my prophet. This is Prophet Kesha Cooley that I'm talking about, and she's doing some amazing work in the community, in her ministry. And she's also an author. She's a mom, very, very talented in what she does. She's just a business owner. She helps other people get to the money. So just using all the gifts that God gave her, and this is what we have to do. And I love it when you said that, Shronda, a small town, lot of talent. I love it. I love it. So without further ado, let's bring on Miss Cooley. Woo,
Hey,
woo,
hey,
woo,
hey.
woo. Put your hands together. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Queens. How are y'all today?
Excellent,
Hey,
excellent.
how are you?
Amen.
I
Amen.
am
Hey,
doing amazing. Queen, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna move out of the way for a moment so you can just let people further know who you are. And then we're gonna take, then we're gonna take action. We're gonna get into this discussion.
I am Keisha Cooley, a native of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a mom of two, three children. Um, I'm a nana of two. I'm a business strategist. I'm a prophet of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. I am a spiritual midwife. I am a liberty life coach. Can we say get free in your life? All right. That's me. That's who I am. And I'm here today to help other people get get to it. Let's get to this vision. Let's get to this dream. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I love it, Queen. Let's do it. Let's do it. And we're going to do it together. And I'm so happy, again, like I said, to have all of you here with us today. So in the meantime, people watching, we need you to hit that thumbs up button, hit that love, that like button, share this information, share this broadcast, because it's definitely going to be on fire. Today we're talking about um your brand, exposing your brand. And as I meditated over this, this was and I was talking to Kesha the other day, and I said, Queen, y'all just don't understand the back end of the work that I do. Things just don't come to me, like it's not like a cookie cutter. I don't sit up there and like look at the calendar and say, well, this day I'm gonna do this day I'm gonna do that, because it never happens, it never works. So what I do is I do a lot of meditating, I do a lot of praying, and I said, like, God help me, give me this, give me this message, give me this title, give me this subject. So then when it came up, it was like, okay, well, talk about exposure, but that wasn't enough. I said, well, I need more. I need more to do it. And I was having this conversation with Sharonda as well, when she said like what to expect, because this is her debut, and this means a lot to not only her but to me. So I said, well, you got to help me with this. And this platform, the I Am Enough talk show platform, is really a exposure. It's a media marketing platform as well as a teaching platform, because I am a master teacher in the area of communication and marketing, branding, and all these other things that I feel like is important to our brand, to our growth in business. And so then I came up with my five top brand exposures. But first, I would just want to share this information that I want to read something to you right quick. And we talk about brand. And as we think about brand, you have to ask yourself, what is brand? Well, the term brand refers to a business and a marketing concept that helps people identify a particular company, product, or individual. Brands are intangible, which means that you can't actually touch or see them. As such, they help they help shape people's perception of the company and their product or the individuals. Now, brands often use identifying markers that help create brands identity within the marketplace. These provide enormous value to the company or individual, giving them a competitive edge over others in the same industry, such as many entities seek legal protection for their brands obtaining trademarks. And that's something that I won the other when we were out, what, about a month or so ago. I was blessed to win a session with an attorney, Afro attorney. Shout out to Afro attorney.
I've heard you.
And she's going to be setting up some trademarks for me, which was a gift to me. And so I was like, wow, that's cute. But what I learned too from talking to her is you already have your trade, you're making your trademark as you doing your business. You just haven't legalized it. So, like, people know me by the I Am Enough talk show. They know me as, like, the wake up winning message or position that I push. I've won awards under that title, under that brand. But then when you talk about building your brand, it's not just your logo, um it's not just your website, what people see. Your brand goes much further than that. Is how do people identify with who you are, and how do they help you? So and then I thought about positive exposures, because we can be exposed, but we want to be exposed in a positive light. So I want to start I gotta do it because God said I gotta start with you, author, Sharonda. What? I know it. Because I come in hot. Okay,
Right in the hot
that's one
seat.
thing about me
You right in
is
the hot
I
seat.
come in hot.
You knew she's gonna get in the hot seat.
And you are
I
in the
knew
hot.
it. I knew it.
Most definitely. So tell me, what does your brand represent to you? Let the people know what your brand stands for.
To be honest, I am still a newbie starting out, but my brand itself, I wanted to not only represent me, but people that are in my same shoes, up and coming authors who are trying to write that book, trying to get it out there, don't know where to start, don't know how to finish the book. A lot of times it's kind of hard. You don't know who to trust when you're reaching out to people. You don't know who's really for you or who trying to help you. And I've wrote different people, different authors. Some will write back and provide tips. Some wouldn't help with exposures or finishing the book. But I can honestly say Miss Wanda, she did not have a problem responding at all. Didn't have a problem reaching out by phone and just offering me assistance and guidance. So I want to build that same brand. I want people to feel comfortable who are in my shoes, knowing that they can reach out to me for assistance, for guidance, for marketing tips. So I'm actually still learning myself, but as I'm building my brand, I want to be able to provide that to other people as well. So you
Mm,
guys are teaching me something. I love it.
absolutely, absolutely, awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Keisha, Miss Keisha, same question to you. What does your brand say and represent?
My brand say obedience is better than sacrifice of my flesh. And the reason why that is my brand, the Lord gave me that because we know that, and I have to say for me, if I operate in the flesh, it wouldn't work. And so in order for me to make it to where I've made it thus far, God gave me that to live by. Obedience is better than sacrifice of my flesh. And it's simply to obey him at all costs, no matter what it costs you, no matter what it costs me, I have to obey the voice of the Lord. And so that's what has kept me financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That has kept my soul obeying the voice of the Lord. So that is my brand. And if I've crossed paths with anybody in ministry, they're gonna say that's the prophet. Because I always say obedience is better than sacrificing my flesh. It has kept my life um in a place with God that I couldn't do by myself. And your flesh get weak, your flesh will take over. But when you rest, rule, and reside with the Lord and obey him, it's gonna always work out.
All right, all
Amen.
right. I love it.
Amen.
I love it. So, Shimmy, same question. How would you describe your brand?
Um, okay. Well, my brand is it's about the same as Sharonda. Being an author myself, I have my brand is to open up the doors to new authors, to people who need guidance in the world of literature, and to understand just the openness and creativity of literature. I feel like we lost track of our creativity, and I want to be able to expand people's minds in literature to be able to open back and find that creative spark we lost. Some people lost in childhood or in life as a whole. And I
Mm-hmm.
help people to I help people like Shronda understand their writing process, and of course, my main goal is to end up to be a publisher myself.
Right. And I know you do a lot of ghost writing for other people, and this is just to let people know that sometimes writing is difficult, it really is, but you can go to someone like Shimia and give her your message, your insight, your manual. Maybe you started it, maybe, or it could be done to where you just need to sit down and talk with her, and she could be the ghostwriter for you. There's a lot of publishers, there's a lot of books out here that you think that certain people write it, but they don't. Their names go on it at the end, and they don't tell you, oh, this book was a ghostwriter. Why? Because you're a ghostwriter. So you you don't tell people that you wrote for other people, but you do have those
Services.
advantages. Yeah, and this is a resource for you. So if you're watching us and you're wondering like, hey, I got a message and I don't know how to do it, or you don't want to do it, you simply say, I don't want to do it, because I know you was working on a project with someone, and they basically handed you the whole thing and said, this is what I want, like, do this for me, so I just want to let people know that you do have, through our collection of people and our resources, you do have that opportunity to talk to people like Shimia, to get your message and out in the public. Now, I got some tips. I got 5 tips, and I just want to go through one of my tips right now, because it's so critical that we understand your brand. Okay, so you've heard this ladies talk about their brand and what it means and what it represents. My brand, I would say, is simply helping other people get exposed. That's my brand in a nutshell. I do it in different formats. I do it through publications. I do it through this talk show. We have 3 4 different outlets. Shout out to Grady Baby Radio, which is also a partner here. Shout out to She Exists, which also a partner. We have the Winning Evening News. We also have podcasts that we do, and our my platform is just to help people get exposure. I like to think of myself as a pusher, like to push you, to hold you accountable. So when in developing any brand, you have to know your vision for the brand. You and that's what Miss Cooley speaks about. Like when God gives you a vision, you have to have the courage to act on it.
Mhm.
And that's not always easy. So one tip that I want to share with everybody, and this may be a little corny, but this one tip, now you all need to be taking notes. Now, if y'all watching, y'all need to be taking notes, is to talk to 5 new people a day. And he's like, why should I do that, Wanda? Why is that necessary? Well, because see, you operate mostly in the same circle, and you calling the same people, you talking to the same people push you, encourage you, or deflate you, you know. So you have to be intentional. That's a word I want you to use. You have to be intentional about talking to new people. And as you talk to new people, you have to let them know who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do. So that's why developing the elevator pitch is very key. You might meet somebody on the elevator and say, hey, you know what? Did you hear? Have you heard I got a book out? Well, of course you don't. You don't know me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Wanda D. And da 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 da. So here's my card. Here's my contact number. Oh, what do you do? Like quick exchanges means a lot because you never know who is looking for you,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, and another advantage to that is this is what you said you wanted to do.
Mm.
So why aren't you doing it every single day? So every single day, can we make a pledge to talk to 5 new people? And those new people, you can DM people, you can drop in people's inboxes if you're on social media all the time. You can run out to the gas station. You can just say hey. You can go sit up at the restaurant. You can talk to the waiter. Like there's so many people, even during this COVID time, that people pass through you that you did not mention to them what you do. Okay. So from that, Queens, would anybody like to chime in on that or expand on that?
I can.
Floor is yours.
Okay. So the the talking to people is basically your immediate exposure to other individuals. And I try to do that in my daily life. I give people my bookmarks because I have my bookmarks with all my information on it. I usually go, it's like, oh, you like to read? It's always a question. You open up
Right.
with something and I'm like, oh, do you like to read? Oh no, I don't like to read. You sure you don't like to read? And so I try to challenge people who don't like to read and give them my book. I give them my bookmarks when I talk to them,
Mm-hmm.
and it exposes them to, oh, but you're an author. Yes. And see, people, when you put the title towards it, people start looking at you like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I need to check you out. So, when you expose yourself out there, you immediately get some form of feedback. It's either positive or negative. You kind of take the grain of salt with where it goes. So be prepared for that. But normally people are interested because you've exposed yourself as something that some person they don't know, some person they didn't realize exists in this world like that, or they didn't think they'd ever meet in person. So
Mm-hmm.
those type of things, the way that you come and present yourself is going to help you elevate your speaking to people. That'll take care of your shyness. It'll take care of the jitters. It'll also help you expose yourself to new individuals all the time. You have to be able to have an opening, which is the
Mm-hmm.
elevator pitch, but it's the opening, the icebreaker to whatever
Mm-hmm.
that you're trying to expose anyone to.
Absolutely. Good stuff, Queen. Good stuff. Anybody else like to share anything in that regards?
I would like to share. I would say to anybody, you could always use that as an opportunity as a seed. Exposure can simply be a seed because you can have a conversation with somebody for 30 seconds and you drop a great seed that's going to linger with them. It's going to lay with them. It gives the opportunity for God to water that seed. So if it's just your testimony, hey, I wrote a book, never thought I could do it, but I did, and it's very simple. You don't have to be so deep. Simplicity is everything. People prefer a simple
Good stuff,
conversation
Queen.
versus going deep, deep, deep. You know what I mean? So, but I look at every opportunity as a seed. And at one time I was shy too. But at some point you gotta get the only way you could drive or get to where you're going, you have to be in the front seat.
Wow. I like
Very
that.
true.
Good stuff, Queen. Good stuff, Queen. Simplicity is everything. And I like the seed, like that's so true. Everything that we do, we are making a difference. That's why it's so important that we constantly keep in the flow of that. Queen, do you have anything you want to share out of your life experiences?
Yeah, one of the things you touched on is just like even dropping in the DMs on Facebook or Instagram, letting it be known who you are. That's a way to connect and reach out. And that's one of the ways that I found you as well. Myself, by doing that, I was featured in a magazine. I'm getting ready to be featured in another magazine, Women's Growth, at the end of this year. I'm really proud of that. And I mean, you just got to reach out. Don't be scared, because I'm still a little shy myself. But what I found out is just by speaking, just by reaching out, dropping in the DMs and Messenger, and there's a lot of Facebook groups out there, a lot of
Yeah,
Facebook groups out there for authors. Just by putting yourself out there, stepping forward, you'll get a lot of exposure. People will reach back out to you. People will want to work with you more. So just taking that first step, really, just taking that first step, not being afraid, will get you so much exposure, will put you around positive women like I am. I'm excited about that. So just really just taking that first step, that one little
that's
step,
good.
will get you so far.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good
Let me
stuff,
say
Queen.
this too, and don't be afraid to be rejected. Don't
Yes.
be afraid to be rejected. And let me
Taking
and from the spiritual standpoint,
that.
sometimes rejection is protection.
Yes.
So don't be
Woo,
afraid
good
to
stuff,
be
Queen.
rejected. And sometimes as women, we have been through so much. We are afraid to hear no, and
Mm-hmm.
no puts us, it sets us back. But sometimes take that no and allow that no to be power to you to move forward. Let that no be your breakout. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to preach up here, but that was good to me. So don't be afraid to be rejected. Take that no and allow that no to be a power for you. Let it be a breakout for you. And so not just for us on this platform, but even for the people that are listening, that's just gonna drop by that's on here now or later. Don't be afraid to be rejected, because sometimes rejection is the protection of
Your
the Lord.
protection. I
Yes.
love it. I love that. And I've heard that said before. And I think that, there's nothing wrong when people when as it comes to talking to these people daily. Once you get over once you make that first step, I think somebody said that, like taking a step. Once you make that first step, don't have an anticipation for what that person is going to do. Just you do what you're supposed to do, and that is give up the information. Like, so, because no or yes, they're both just answers, they're both just responses. When I talk, I'm not necessarily looking for people to purchase right away. I'm just trying to make sure that they say that I see that I see them.
Right.
Acknowledgement, it means a lot to people. So as you're out here building your brand, in this first tip, just always allow it to have an organic effect, a natural effect, but just make sure that you're doing it intentionally every single day, because that's what 30 days will look different. And I can challenge anybody, if you do these 5 daily meetups, 30 days from now, you won't even know your life. You will not know your life. You will not know the contacts that you make, and it will be different. So, Queen, moving on to our next to my next question that I have for all of you. I want you to share something, because Prophetess, you hit it on the nail when you said, don't allow that no to kind of like make you afraid, but yet use it for your protection. Would you all like to share what are some of the major setbacks that you've had on your journey so far? And I know that, we have people at different levels of their journeys, but just some of the different setbacks, and how did you overcome those setbacks? Prophetess, you want to go first?
Sure. So as an author, I would say my first setback was writing about something that people really don't discuss in church. So that was a challenge to me, to literally write about divorce, adultery, lack, lies, and deceit. Church people don't discuss that. They go through it, and if you're not close to them, you don't really know what they've been through. But to literally put that out, to write that book, and the name of my book is In Between the Two, and it tells you all the two things I was in between. Going through my divorce, my ex-husband committed adultery, and I became an adulteress. Okay, and so from that point, being a minister, going through all of that at the same time, that was kind of a embarrassing guilt. God, I mean, the enemy would try to make you feel guilty about your truth. That was one as an author. Two, as a business owner. Don't Don't mix business with pleasure. I dated a guy and we were in business, and that kind of was a setback in my life to a certain extent, because then you begin to operate with the spirit of entitlement. I felt entitled to a lot of things. I felt entitled, and he did as well. But at the end of the day, if you're not married, I say don't do it, because it makes it toxic. It tangles you up in a whole lot of things. However, being delivered from that, and I don't regret anything I've been through, because everything that I've been through has been a lesson, and I know that my testimony from the things I've been through is going to help somebody else not make the same mistakes that I made. So I have no regrets in my life, not none, absolutely none. I mean, the ugly things, the bad things, the nasty, the disgusting things, I don't regret those things, because somebody had to go through, and because God rescued my soul and brought me out, I'm good
Mhm.
with it. I'm good
Mhm.
with it. So no
Mhm.
matter what it looks like in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end, if it ends up in a fire and it all burns down, guess what? If you're left standing, don't it's okay. It's okay.
Absolutely.
Somebody has to go through, and our tests are not just for us. Our tests are to become testaments to who God is, and testimonies for other people to read, to hear, and for you to share.
I love it,
Wow.
Queen.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. That's some good
Some good
stuff.
stuff.
So you would say like that was going through that. How did it make you change, or how did things change after you went through it, learned that lesson, and moved on?
And this is where my obedience come in, because I had to know, in order for me not to stay in those cycles of adultery, to continue to date people that did not, that took me for granted. I had to obey. Let me tell you, your heart will deceive you. Come on, people. Your heart will deceive you. And sometimes we love at a capacity that other people don't have to love us back. And it always leaves us on the
Ooh.
end of depletion. It always leaves you at the end at the negative. It always leaves you standing crying, say, why me this time? Why am I the one that's left with nothing? Well, we have to say, you know what, God, send people in our lives that are going to love us at the capacity that you would have us to be loved. And guess
Mhm.
what? You got to love yourself more. I had to learn how to love myself more than others. So I won't always be left depleted, dried out, tangled up and toxic.
Mhm.
And guess what? They going on doing the next person.
I got you.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Good
when
stuff,
I
Queen. Good
obey,
stuff. Good stuff.
right. So when you obey the voice of the Lord, you don't be left that way. When you say,
Mhm.
okay, God, I'm listening to you and not my heart, then you're
Mhm.
left on the end where you can rejoice in the beginning and the end, and not just when God picks you up.
Mhm. And
Amen.
you know what, Queen, that's good stuff. And you said something also that and this is why I bring real people on to have real conversations, because the church and religion in your relationship with God is three totally different things. And once we get to the point of knowing that there is not a separation between you and God, then you can go through things a lot differently if you remove things out like religion and church and all this
Yes.
other kind of stuff. And it's just like you develop that one-on-one relationship. So Queen, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that I definitely know that someone needed to hear that. So lady, anyone else like to answer that question of what were some of your major setbacks and how did you overcome them?
I would say definitely not believing in myself, not having that support. I know you guys are all based off in Atlanta, and Amory is a small town, small town. So it's not too many authors around here. It's not, famous people around here that you can lean on or get guidance from or that support. So when I go and tell somebody I'm an author, I get that wow, amazing, but you also get, oh, you're not going to make it this far. You're not going to succeed.
Mhm.
Look where you're from. How are
Mm-hmm.
you going to profit from that? How are you going to make it? So, just as well as Prophet said, I really had to go to God. I had to do a lot of praying. And I realized if this is something that I want, then I have to protect my dream. It's mine. It's my
Absolutely.
dream.
Oh,
I had
good
to
stuff,
protect
Queen.
it.
Protect your
So
dream.
instead of just always telling people, oh, I'm about to write this book, I'm about to do this and that. I went into my space, I went to God, and I just started
Mm-hmm.
writing. So you have to protect your dream. I don't care what you want to be. You can be an astronaut. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. I don't care. What God has for you is for you. Follow your dreams
Mm-hmm.
and protect your dreams. And that's what really kept me going. And I was able to have my first book, and it's on Amazon and Kindle. And now I have a lot of people looking up to me. I have my niece, my nephew, I have my kids, my son. He loves the fact that I'm on the back of my book. My picture is. And
Mm-hmm.
I want both my kids to know whatever you want to be, guess what? Go
You
for it.
can
You
be
got
it.
it.
And another thing, Queen, is you're actually you're breaking down generations of lack,
Yes.
generations of low self-esteem, because these are just fears. When people say, oh, you can't do that, it's because they don't feel like they can do it. So you're shifting within your own family, and one beautiful thing is the legacy as an author, or as any type of business owner, because your book is your business. And I want to state that for people that are probably saying, oh my goodness, all she has is bunch of authors. No, Miss Cooley ain't even got into all of the things that she does, and we don't have enough time in this show for that. But but no, we're not just authors. Your authorship is a business, and you have to realize that your business is your brand, and then this is more or less like your personal brand. So as your children look up to you, you're leaving the legacy, because long after you've gone, your book will still be sitting on the shelf. Your book will still be cover to cover. I remember when I wrote my first book, my granny said, so you're an author, so what does that, like, because people want to know, well, okay, but like, well, then what else is, but what do you do? Like, because let me just throw this out, because being an author, it can open up so many doors for you, and depending on what type of books you are writing, those books can be of entertainment or of education. So you can go on in so many different areas, so kudos, Queen. I'm glad that you did not let those naysayers hold you back, because if they did, then you wouldn't be here today, going on to do some of the great things that you are going to do, which is inspire other people. Right now, by you sitting in that red room, you're you're inspiring people just right now, so kudos to you. I really appreciate that. Queen, co-host, you want to share with us some of your maybe major setbacks, and how did you overcome them? And by the way, I love your hair.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. My major setbacks. Let's see.
Look, she doesn't have any.
I
We're
really
good.
didn't. No, no, seriously, is that like okay? So, I'm a Capricorn, so anything that I want to do, I just persevere through it. So it's like my setbacks. They're not necessarily setbacks. They're just stepping stones to my next greatness, to the
Okay.
next great thing that I'm going to do. However, those hurdles also has to do with, as you said, self-esteem, being able to understand one's purpose, being able to see the spirit pull me through it.
Mm-hmm.
And that can always, what I'm saying, sometimes it's self, is it's not usually more or less my outside. It's more or less like self, and having time management might be one of the things that I usually hurdled with, because I'm always working on projects back to back. Wanda will tell you. So time management on trying to get things and putting myself and trying to do different things, outlets and everything else, meeting Miss Wanda and being blown up with her, with coming to be her co-host. Those are different stepping stones I had to take. Those were my setbacks. I was trying to get into my marketing style. I wrote books,
Right.
but I needed to get better into the marketing end. So that's where the
Yeah.
motivational queen comes into play.
Because I remember when we first met, that was like your first or second
It was
Um,
my first. You
your
were my very
first. Oh
first.
wow, I
It was my
bust your
first
cherry, huh?
vendoring. It was my first vendoring event. I had not been to any vendoring events, and she was my first one. Ironically, I was selling books at her book launch.
Yeah, yeah. See, that speaks to confidence because, like, I know a lot of people that get intimidated with people that do the same things that they do. You know, like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. You know, like they don't mind calling you in private, but they won't recognize you in public because they
Right,
feel like you are going to impede on their in their space, right, prophetess? So
we don't be like
you
that.
can't be shy in where it comes to building relationships, and it's nothing wrong with I say for me, I have a mentor and I'm also a mentor. You know, I am a mentee and I'm also a mentor, you know. So I'm a student, but I'm also a teacher. And
Right,
where it comes to in this space of recognizing that, hey, there's enough room for everybody. Like
right,
we don't, there's no shortage in
right.
in
Greatness,
greatness. You like there's no shortage in possibilities. And
possibilities.
this is where we have to realize that it's so important and it's so valuable. What's up, Lakeisha James and Vanessa Taylor is watching. So thank you guys. Thank you all for tuning in today. Please share, like, invite, and share this information. We're going to take a quick break, just a quick pause for the, what does it say? Pause for the cause. We're going to take a
Pause.
quick break and then we'll be right back with more of our hot topic, how to get into exposing your brand and why it's important to do so. We'll be right back.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
And we're back. So ladies, we just dived in so deep into this discussion, and it's really good. As prophetess would say, this is good. This is good. So I just want to go into our next tip is always remind yourself of how you got why you got started. And I think we can quickly go really rapid fire past this tip because we've all kind of like touched about this when we started out, you know, like why did you get started, you know, like that burning passion. But I think that's another thing that will always kind of propel you to uh,
Mhm.
to keep going. You know, like you got to
Mhm.
remember why you got started. Anybody want to chime in on that? Anybody?
Well, I could say I got started because I just don't want my dash to have a zero. I want that dash
Ooh,
when God called me. I want to be empty going in the grave.
I love
And
it.
wanting to be held accountable for accepting the prophecy over your life. If you've been prophesied something over your life, it's almost like being passed a baton. And so no matter how scary it was, no matter how people say I wasn't supposed to or whatever, um, they gave me even the more the reason to to allow God to manifest what it is that I was supposed to do. So that's what makes me show up
Mm-hmm.
and do whatever it is he tell me to do, even when I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm. And Quinn, you just recently had a great event, the tent service, and I like to just commend you for that. You know, it was literally just ground moving, shaking, and the fact that I know that you had been given that that instructions to do that,
Mhm.
and you hadn't moved on it. So you finally say, you know what, I got to do what I'm called and what I'm told to do. So I just want to say thank you for that, because I think it's very, very important that as our listeners and our viewers are watching, that they know that how you get started in that vision that's placed in you at first, it's everything. It's like
Yes.
when you wake up and you have that burning desire that to go for it, things, plan on things coming to knock you off your path. I just want to say that. Plan on
Mhm.
shit
Right.
falling apart. Plan
Right.
on things crumbling up under you, falling beside you. Plan on your mama, daddy getting sick or dying. Plan on your kids acting crazy. Plan on losing your job. But don't let that interfere with the vision placed inside of you, because
Yes.
that's why you get started. And you got to remember that, because when it comes to building your brand, it's not going to be easy.
Mm-mm,
It's going to be very, very difficult.
mm-mm.
So, anybody else want to chime in on that before we go move?
I agree. Writing is my passion, and I feel like God is always hitting me on the nail. Like, have you guys ever just trying to go to sleep and you feel like you can't go to sleep?
Mm,
And that's God speaking to you. That is
Mm-hmm.
God speaking to you. Speaking
mhm,
to you. So even just like you said, Miss Wanda, having a bad day at work, child, kids acting crazy, tired, exhausted. I'm just gonna get in the bed. I'm not gonna write anymore. Can't go to sleep. God won't let me go to sleep because
mhm.
he knows the plan that he has for me. So you know what? I get up and I obey
Yes.
him. I pull out that laptop and I start typing away. I just start back writing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's always my passion, and God stays on me. He stays on me and he reminds me, follow your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The
That's
vision that
good
I've
stuff.
laid out for you, follow it. No matter what comes your way, you have a bad day. I try to sit an hour, at least an hour or two aside, just to do what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good stuff. And that goes along with what Shimmy was talking about with time management stuff.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
that's really, really good. Um, our next, the next tip, that, and this is really, really, it's to me it's a big deal, but it's not a deal breaker. And that is, don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, people have said often, like, I need to get permission to get started. Like, they need to get certification, they need to get verification. And that's not true. When there's something burning inside of you, then you can get started from where you are. The problem is that you have to continue to go. That's why we said tip two, like, don't be, like, don't forget why you got started. And asking for help, that could look like a coach or a mentor, or to collaborate. But don't be afraid to ask for help. And I know, I remember when a time where I taken myself in business as far as I could go by myself. And I said, well, you know what? I have to get a coach, because it was imperative, because I could not go any further with my own thoughts. So this is where getting the right mentor, the right coach, will help you kind of like carve out and shorten the learning curve for you to get to your next level. Would any of you like to chime in on that?
I'm going to. When you said that some people need permission, let me tell you something. As soon as you decided to do it, that was your permission. When
Yes.
you
Mhm.
got the spirit to move and say, this is what I'm going to do, that was your permission. You don't need other people to clarify your dreams, because they are
Exactly.
your dreams. And as
Hmm.
long as you understand that, it doesn't matter what mountains move, it doesn't matter what rainfalls come, you are still going to pursue your dreams because they're
Absolutely.
yours.
Absolutely. Good
Yes.
stuff. Good stuff.
Exactly.
Because like sometimes people think, like, in asking for help, that it means that I don't have my shit all together. That it means that I'm lacking, that I'm less of. But I say that asking for help means that you're very courageous.
Right.
Asking for help means that you want to grow.
Right.
Asking for help means that you're ready to take steps, because one thing about with me, when you ask me for help, then I'm figuring that you're ready to get started, that you're ready to take action, because not, then don't ask me for help, because if
Mama
you're
bear
not
don't play
ready,
that. Mama bear don't play that.
you're not ready.
Mama the
but
bear don't play that. We
but
all
but
know.
that's
But see, that's the point though. When you ask for help, you have to be ready for that person to really get on you, really
right.
dig in deep for you, be there for you, and understand that they're not going to carry you. You're going to carry yourself.
Yeah.
I'm here
Absolutely.
to lend a hand, not to pull you in the bucket, push you on the wheelbarrow while you go through it.
Right.
No, I'm just here to push you on the roller coaster and let you ride, and then I'll let you know when you get to the next part what we gonna do next.
Right. And that's real, to me, that's real critical, Queen, when you feel like, okay, because as your brand develops, it's constantly in growth. It's like a flower. You
Right.
constantly have to water it. Like, you start out with a seed. Prophetess, we lost Prophetess, probably some technical difficulties, and hopefully she'll be back. But you start off certain ways, and I realized that I have certain people in my life to do certain things, to provide certain resources, and this is how we continue to evolve. And a lot of times we think that when it comes to um realizing that, what, you have to be honest with yourself to say, what, have I taken myself as far as I can go?
Right.
Do I need help? Do I need assistance? And then to turn to getting the right assistance is also critical, because you can get the wrong assistance. It's like this, and I used to use this over 20 plus years ago. It's like everybody masterminds. I mean, crackheads mastermind because they surround themselves with other crackheads and they
Yeah.
use crack. I mean, so when you when you want to mastermind with anyone, then you have to mastermind with the people that's moving in the direction that you're moving to. If you're trying to lose weight, you don't hang out at the donut shop. You don't call your fat friends and say, help me lose weight, because y'all be pulling up at,
The
Steak and
donut
Shake.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the donut shop. I'd be like, no, I need to find me a fitness. I was
We
talking
need
to
the
my daughter
fitness
the other day.
instructor.
Right. And she's like, I'm doing 3 a day. I said, oh, 3 a day. She said, I meant 3 a week. I said, well, wouldn't that be something when you get to doing 3 a week? I said, then you'll be one of those gym heads, but I said, and that's not a bad, place to be, I guess. I don't know if I know I probably would never get to be that person, but you can get anywhere you want to. And that's just my whole point of that, of saying that.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we all can help people in that area, because all of you are resources, each
Yes.
and every one of you that's on here tonight, or that has been on here, from prophetess to author, Shimia, to Sharonda. You're all resources for people to be able to reach out to get that help, to get that support that they may need. And again, please follow them, share, share this
Yes.
broadcast, follow them on Instagram, follow them on TikTok, Facebook, wherever you can. Look for their literature, their publication. Just do me a favor and do that. My fourth tip that I want to share with you all real quick, running kind of like rapid fire here, is maximizing the media. And I just want to take time to just break this down a little bit further. You had mentioned, Sharonda, that you're going to be doing some articles featured in some magazines as
Yes.
well. Are you going to be the feature, or are you writing the column?
I'm going to be the feature
Okay, you're
in
going
this.
to be the feature. So that's great. So you're being exposed. But I want to also encourage you to look for publications that you can write in.
Okay.
That's another way for you to expose your brand. Look for publication. See, this is the thing. Content is king. Content will always be king. They need content for movies. They need content for sitcoms. They need content for radio shows. They need content for news articles. Content is king. And once you identify, and I'm talking to all my listeners here, once you identify, if you're a writer, once you identify with the kind of things that you like to write about, then you should seek out platforms that want your writings. That can also be another stream of income for you, as well as you just exposing your brand. So even if they don't pay you, if you're not paid compensation, that was a platform that offer you the opportunity to write on. So whatever you want to write about, you can do that. Like for Chimia, she's a great, intense, erotic, not just erotic writer, but she does a lot of writing from the imaginative standpoint. So can you imagine if she can go in there to different publications and just write little snippets of like just different things, because she'll come up with the idea and she could just drop down a couple, because they don't want a lot, they just want a little.
Right.
But what you do is you redirect them back to your platform, to where your platform may be your own. Like here, you can say, okay, well, follow me at the I Am Enough talk show, or join me on my Facebook group, or whatever, or meet me at my website. So you're directing them back to your platform. So every time you do your media expansions, then always think of how to draw them back onto you. Okay, that's my powerful tip. Now, also with maximizing your media, you look for things like all your media outlets, your social media, your digital, your written, your print, and then too, catch this ladies, catch this queens, catch this kings and queens watching. Your story is content. And what
Yes.
did I just say? Content is king. So when you learn how to tell your story, when you learn how to write your story, and it doesn't have to be a long expose, but just writing it in a way to where people, like when you reach out to a publication and you say, listen, I want to write for you, and they say, well, send me some of your writings. Well, you have to be able to respond to them.
Yes.
So respond with you. Why not let them know who you are?
Mhm.
I love that saying. That should be your tag. A small time, what'd you say? A small town with big dreams.
With
Like,
Yes.
I'm Shronda. I come from a small
Now,
town with big dreams. I'm like, woo! That's your tag. I just gave you that tag. I'm Shronda. I come from a small town with big dreams.
I'm gonna use it.
You're
big
looking
dreams.
at her, like you're looking at her. So that's what I want to share about that. Does anybody else have a quick thing that they want to add to maximizing the media?
Maximizing the media. Um, don't be afraid to check out different outlets. Okay, I know a lot of people like to place, like mine is my new outlet is TikTok, and I know that a lot of people didn't want to get on TikTok, but I found that TikTok had a really quick, rapid response to anything that I was pushing, and I gained so many followers. But also, those followers are also my readers and my people who purchase my books. I sold so many books on TikTok in the last couple of months due to the fact of that exposure. Those type of places, and they get you, they're instant. People have short memory spans and everything else. So
Mhm.
when you start putting your stuff on there, or you start telling your story on there, people start liking it, you start getting followers, people start following you, they do duets, they'll post you on other stuff. So you want to make sure that you are open to all types of different types of media. Then
Absolutely.
then just not your regular publications of media. This is one form. There's as she said, there's a podcast
Yeah.
and your social medias and everything else, but you want to make sure that you're getting on the social medias that are also trending at this time,
Yes.
because those places are rapidly looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, TikTok is my new hub.
And I know another one, another good one, new is Clubhouse.
Oh yeah,
For
Clubhouse.
Yes,
Clubhouse never
Clubhouse is
sleeps.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can actually start your own rooms. You can build your own communities. You can get on other people's platforms. So when you get in a room, there's certain things that you want to do. You want to raise your hand, you want to speak, you want to lend your voice. So the more you get in the habit, and my whole thing is to get exposed, you have to expose yourself.
Yourself.
So
Yes.
you have to raise your hand, like don't be afraid. Don't sit in the back of the room, sit in the front of the room, raise your hand, add value, and this is where you learn how to story tell, because you can come up and they can be talking about whatever, and you be like, well, you know what? And then you share a story, quick 2-second story, so then it'll catch their attention. So thank you for sharing with that, because I definitely agree with you. Our last tip is build your confidence, and I can't stress this enough. We've talked about this all night, building confidence. I think building the confidence is what allows us to be exposed. So then it comes down to, you can say, well, ways to build confidence, and there's a lot of ways to build confidence, but I always say this: you cannot be a secret agent in your business. So you got to be bold enough to believe that, first of all, you was put here on this planet for a reason and a purpose,
Yes.
and that your time is now, not right now. I posted something earlier, to say, like, not right now, but no, not now, but right now. Like, now, right now is your time. So don't let any weeds grow between your toes. Don't sit on your gifts. Don't sit on your butt. Don't think about all of the reasons why you need to get it right. Like, I got to get this ready. I got to clean my desk off first before I pick up the phone. I got to do this. Like, when it comes to recap, when it comes to talking to those 5 people, don't feel like, well, first Chimia said she had got bookmarkers. I got to give me some bookmarkers before I talk to people. No, guess what? Your phones work just fine. Tell them, hey, let's take a picture. I'm gonna send you the picture. You send me the picture. Let's follow each other on social media. Let's start building. Like, don't wait. So where it comes to building your confidence, I think of it as like a muscle. It's a daily muscle, and you have to keep pushing it. Some ways that you can build it daily. I started with playing which y'all missed it because we wasn't live. I thought we were live, but we wasn't. Affirmations.
Affirmation.
Affirmations and associations is a perfect way to build your confidence. Affirmations, write that down. Affirmations and associations. You have to affirm who you are every day in the right way. Just like you can say, "Oh, I'm sick." That's an affirmation. I'm lonely. That's an affirmation. I'm broke. That's an affirmation. Okay, well, how about you say, I'm perfect, as my grandbaby would say.
Yeah.
I'm beautiful. I am enough. I'm a
Mhm.
winner. I've won.
Yes.
I'm beautiful. I'm satisfied. I'm loving. I'm giving. I'm kind. I'm wonderful. I'm glorious. These are the things that you take to build that confidence muscle. And then you get around, associations matter. So you get around people like us, like the I Am Enough talk show group.
Yes.
You plug into the Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneur group. You plug into the World Women's Conference and Awards organization that helps support women in fellowship. You excuse me, you get around different people that are pushing a positive message. Your positive message will fuel your brand. Excuse me. So, anybody want to add to that?
I'm definitely going to say speak positivity into
Bless you.
yourself. Speak positivity in yourself always. Each and every day that you get up, remind yourself why you're doing it. And you have to, a lot of times, you got to talk to yourself. When nobody else is in your corner, when nobody else is believing you, speak to yourself. Speak positivity into yourself. That's how you're going to gain your confidence and promote yourself. And just like you said, speak to new people, network, all that. It's just building your confidence. Try to do that for the next 30 days. If you do that in that same flow, same mindset, it's just gonna go up and up, higher and higher and higher. Cause that's what's helped me. Cause I'm shy. I've talked about it the whole time through this whole episode. I'm very shy, but each and every day I'm networking. I'm reaching out to new people, and it's put me in a position to be on this show. And I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm stepping out, doing something different. So you just gotta keep speaking that positivity into yourself and remind yourself this is your brand, this is your dream, this is your baby. You got to fight for it, you got to hold on to it, and you got to believe in yourself. That's your confidence.
I want to touch base on that. Um, when you speak to yourself, you can also role play with yourself. It's not like
Yes.
you're talking to somebody,
Yes.
so that you can see what you would see or how your face looks and what the facial expressions and everything else, because first impressions are key. We all know that first impressions are key, and you want to walk up with confidence. And the confidence that you build when you are having this role play session in the mirror with yourself is showing you exactly what that person is going to see when they look in the mirror. And if you're happy with that person that you're looking in the mirror, this is what I'm doing. Okay, this is the bad, but she the bad B. She got it. Okay, that's going there. Then that you'll be able to say to that, when you talk to that person, you're going to exude that same confidence that you saw in the mirror. Looking in the mirror makes you have to see yourself in a different light from where you actually are just seeing, from where you're hearing yourself. You're hearing yourself, it's auditory and it's visual, so that you're prepared in order to be able to be in that visual state. Because once that other person is there, now you're auditory and you're visual. So you want to put those two together so that you practice it. I always find that's a good way to do that. I know I used to do it when I had to do speeches and everything, that I would role play with myself with the whole thing, so that when I got on stage, I wouldn't be as nervous in order to talk about whatever topic that I was going to be discussing.
Good stuff, Queen.
Yes.
Good stuff. I'm just checking the title for a minute of this book I want to suggest.
Okay.
Um, good stuff. I love it both. I love it both. Yep, this is. I thought it was Dr. Shad Himsetter. So one of the very first books that I read, um, when I was a youngster, was What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I
Oh,
want to recommend that people get that book. That it's an old book. It's by Dr. Shad Himsetter, and you can find it, you know, Target, Walmart, Amazon, wherever you want to go to, you can find it. It's a paperback, and it's a good book. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. That's just a good little comment, resource that I want to leave everybody with. And I just really appreciate what you both shared, because I think that this is what people need to realize where it comes to your brand, where it comes to birthing dreams, and knowing that it's not going to be easy. And some of the things, like you said, Queen, fight for your baby, like your baby is your dream. Like these are the things that you have to remind yourself, and then tell yourself that, like it's okay if you say, you know what, the old me was shy, the new me is full of confidence.
Yes.
See, you have to be ready to burn the person that was not where you wanted them to be. You can't continue to think that that person is going to get you to the next level. And I'm talking about ourself. Like, I can't say, like, oh, self, you're great, like, if you're still doing stupid stuff. You have to say, you know what, that's the old me. And see, as you building confidence, people in that crazy circle that you call familiar people, they will try to remind you of the fact that you were one way, and you say, no, that's the old me. See, the old me was shy, The new me is featured on 55 publications. New me has written over 1,000 books. Like the new me is being called in for speaking engagements. The new me has a new brand. And baby, mama got a brand new thing. You know what I'm
All
saying? Like
right.
that's how you have to say with the new me. You got to be like, you know what? I don't know what you heard about me, but the new me is new. And when you say new me, then you gotta say that's the old you talking about the old me. I'm you talking about the girl from yesterday. I'm talking about the girl from today, not right now, but right now. See, you gotta
Yes.
be knowing how you moving through this life because people will try to remind you, girl, you used to be on welfare. That was the old me. The new
Yes.
me gives stuff away. Girl, you used to be driving around with unsuspended, with suspended license and doing all kind of crazy. Yeah, that was the old me. But the new me got my shit together. Like you gotta
Okay.
know, like
Yes.
where it comes to building your brand, where it comes to operating in your business, you gotta not let people try to hold you down, weighted you down with things that they knew about you back then.
Right.
And it starts with you.
It
It
does.
starts with you. I love it. Queen says, fight for your baby. Your baby
Yes.
is, your dream is your baby. So, whatever that is, whether it's your business, brick and mortar business, whether you have a fruit stand on the corner, whether you're selling books out of your backyard, whatever you're doing, know that that is your dream. And if that's your dream, your dreams matter. This is the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. And you have been participating in the Women in Business segment. I want to ask my lovely women one last words of wisdom that you'd like to leave our viewers with, starting with you, our beautiful new. She's not new anymore though, but
That's
she
not.
was new when we first started out, like an hour or
I
so
knew
ago.
no more,
She's
baby.
not new no more. But I want you to first leave our viewers with some words of wisdom.
Yes, don't give up. Don't give up. No matter where you are right now, you're at home, you're in your car, you're in your bedroom, probably feeling a little down, don't have any money, feeling a little lost, unemployed. Don't give up. Follow your dream. Whatever it is that you want to do, I hope that you're watching this show and you look at this as a step in the right direction. You look at this as a sign to keep moving forward. Follow your dreams. Don't give up.
I love it. In Queen, we're gonna move out of the way too. So co-host, I want you to leave your words of wisdom as well for our viewers.
Okay. What I want to say to everyone is everything that you want to do starts with you. Everything you want to do. It doesn't start with anyone else. It starts with you. So as long as you are proud of the things that you do, you won't let anyone else deter you from the dreams that you are trying to achieve. Because everything that you do, it starts with you. It's going to end with you. So don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the people who aren't going to support you or anything like that, because your dream is your own legacy. So build it. Build it as high as you want to.
I love it. I love it, Queen. Your dream is your legacy. Build it as high as you want it. I absolutely love it. And like I did all my encouragement. I just want to let people know that here at the I Am Enough talk show, your dreams, they do matter. And if you want to be a part of our family, please send us an email to the I Am Enough talk show. If you want to advertise your business on the show, send us an email there as well. We are doing some amazing things. There is a lot of things going on. We're in the process of looking for a new location. We're switching. It's just a lot of stuff. I'm not getting ready to tell y'all what all we got going on over here. Okay, just sit back and watch. Okay.
Watch.
Just,
Don't believe
just,
it, just watch.
just watch, right? Is that a song? Don't believe
Don't
it, just
believe it,
watch.
You
just
just watch.
Just watch. I'm not even getting ready to spill all the beans. Just watch. I do though. Queen, do any of you have anything coming up or coming up soon that you want to share before we get out of here?
I got a new book coming out.
Okay.
New book. Can we get a
Yes.
new?
Good,
I
good.
need a a horn. Boop, boop, boop,
Woo!
boop. Okay,
Woo!
what's the new book title?
My undying love for the streets. So
Oh,
this is,
I,
pastors, deacons, missionaries, kind of sit this one out. But I'm
I,
stepping out with this one a little different. My first book was like a self-help novel about my life and encouraging women. This right here is the urban fiction romance, Lord forgive me, mama. But it's fire.
it's gonna be
It's a lot of
fire.
trauma,
It's gonna
a
be
lot of
big.
love, a lot of sex, but hey, it's good. It's good.
Okay, when is the book coming out? We must plan. What do we plan? Author, co-host,
We're gonna have to plan you a virtual book
book
a book interview. Yeah, we're gonna have to do
Yes,
launch.
a book
yes.
launch here.
Yeah,
November,
November. Okay, okay,
November.
that's hot. That's what's up. That's what's
Yes.
up. I love it. So, are you in pre-orders now?
Not just yet. Not just yet. We're still working on it. Just still working on it. But
Okay.
it will be available soon for pre-orders. And I'm really excited about this one. This is going you can sit back on the couch, lay back. You might be in the bathtub, take a step back and read this book. So hey,
I love it. I love it. My undying. Say the title again.
my undying love for the streets.
I love
Okay.
it. My undying love for the streets. So y'all make sure y'all be ready for some spiciness.
Yes.
Co-host, what do you have coming up or going on?
Oh, so for a lot of people who didn't know, KDP is doing their beta on hardback books.
Oh,
So your girl is about to have Blush and Blush 2 as a hardback soon.
okay.
All right.
Nice. Nice.
So
KDP
I'm
on
very
hardback.
great. Trying to get the hardback books out there. So I'm
I
actually
love it.
waiting on I'm waiting on my proofs to come in. They'll be here on the 14th.
Okay. That's
Congrats.
what's up. That's what's up. So I'm so proud of you all both. Like I said, we are just moving. The I Am Enough talk show is moving and shifting. We're doing some things. We're moving in some expansions, and I'm loving it. Also, don't forget to vote for me for the ATL hottest. I'm listed in four
Yeah.
different categories. No, it's a new. You got to vote again. I
No,
made the
I'm going to.
Oh,
second. This is the second round of voting.
Okay.
So you have to vote again. So you got to go to, I was screaming, but I don't know. I think it's just atlhottest.com. I don't know. You can,
yeah.
I'll put it down here later. But I'm in hottest author, hottest host, hottest, the I Am Enough talk show is the hottest show. And also I'm under inspirational speaker, author, it's inspirational personality, I
Yes,
think. So in
congrats.
those four categories, yes, thank you. I can't win without you. So you all have to go and vote ATL hottest. And excuse me, I wasn't prepared to say this, but y'all said y'all got something going on. I had to say I had something going on. So it's just a matter of me doing what I love and just being recognized. Everybody that is nominated are amazing. These are a lot of my colleagues. I know them, so there's no loss in this. Last year we won for I Am Enough talk show, won for
Mhm.
hottest talk show, and we're continue to win. We win every day because we love what we do. So I hope that you all have enjoyed your time with us today, because we have enjoyed our time with you. And stay tuned, because our next show, we're going to be talking about women in biz, money matters, investments, budgeting, and spending. This is our way to get your money right, get your coins coming in. We're going to be talking about
Yeah.
different, what do you
Streams
call
of
it?
income.
Thank you. Different streams of income, and I mentioned one of them with becoming a columnist. They do
Yeah,
pay for those positions that you
do.
do for free. They will pay you. So anyway, that's what we're doing, and also for anybody watching that need any resources to getting your exposure and you want a one-on-one, please reach out to me. Sit down and we can carve you together a blueprint for you to follow, for you to really make some traction. I like to help people take action, so those are my coaching service. You can reach me, you can schedule a consultation, and then we'll put a game plan together for you, and then hold you accountable. So my last thing that I want to leave everybody with, and that is just to be great. Be great in all things
Yeah.
that you do. Celebrate life every day. Love on the people that's loving on you, and love on those that's not. What you give to the universe, to the people around you, will come back tenfold. So just make sure that you're giving off a lot of love. Okay. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much, Queens. Thank you, Prophetess. I know we lost you in battle, but she's somewhere out there in in the universe, and we just love her so much, and she'll come back when she comes back. So co-host.
Everyone, I hope you had a great time with us again on the I Am Enough Talk Show, where your dreams matter. And we can't wait to see you again next time.
Yes.
Next time. Thank you, ladies. Love you all. Look, delay. Just keep smiling.
That's what we do. Just
Go through with PTSD also, I'm ex-military. But I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something. Because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone, did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic, I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I rhyme. I am enough.
I am enough.
Sing it, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now are totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take the time. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough. But say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8 seat,